Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Attila Pinke, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that right now it looks like that the stock market, the S&P 500, it's decoupling from Bitcoin. And we have to discuss this, what's happening now. Will this trend continue? What are the probabilities? So all this in today's video. The second news is going to be about that an anonymous crypto holder just completed the largest dollar value Bitcoin transaction in history. And how much was that? You will find out. And the third news, it's about a little bit yesterday's news in a way that, one of the topics I've discussed was this Ledger scam, that there are scam emails going out, and there's a danger that you can get in trouble if you have a Ledger wallet. But obviously, Ledger is a safe thing. Mostly problems happening when people make mistakes, approve transactions what they shouldn't approve. And, I've received emails about it. And some people came up with an alternative version like Ballet wallet, which is a totally offline wallet. You cannot even, it's a card, you cannot even plug it in to your computer, what you can do with your Ledger. So I thought, okay, let's look at the pros and cons and check out these both. So there was a comparison at the end of the video. So all this in today's video. And if you would like to stay up to date in crypto and blockchain, the only thing you have to do really to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Blockchain Bloom, because I put videos on YouTube every weekday from Monday to Friday every day, and you will get the freshest news in crypto and blockchain. You can stay really up to date with us, and you can also educate yourself with us, because we have not only just these free videos every weekday, but we have a free course. The link is under this YouTube video. And it's all about how to start to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. A lot of useful information for free for you. And also there's another course if you're more interested in the Bitcoin and the blockchain, you would like to get the full picture, then we have a course very detailed with 30 chapters. You have to pay for that. But as I said, we have a lot of free material for you. Okay, let's check out the market. Bitcoin right now at $13,142, which is a 0.56% increase in the last 24 hours. Ethereum not going with Bitcoin right now because it little bit is dropping, but just a tiny bit, minus 3.59%, and this makes the price $392 at the present. When we're looking at the top gainers, we have Polkadot, which is right now 8% in plus. We have Binance Coin 1.5% and Wrapped Bitcoin 0.8%. And when we looking at the top losers, we have Bitcoin SV minus 4%, Chainlink minus 4%, and Ethereum minus 3%, about, as I said before. Okay, now let's check out the first news. So this is the S&P 500 in the last month. As you can see it, it goes back to end of September. And now, and you can see this chart, it was actually going up and reached its peak in October on the 12th. And then since then, it's actually a downward trend. And now we'd like to compare it the same period of time. So from end of September until now, kind of end of October. So when you're looking at the Bitcoin chart, look at this. And actually, what you could see on the S&P 500 with the stock market, that actually the second part of this, it was a downward trend, we can actually witness the opposite in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going up very nicely. And this is very interesting because now many things happening on the stock market, which is not in favor for the stock market, but it looks like that Bitcoin, it doesn't really care at the present. When we look back a couple of months, the summertime, and even looking at the beginning of the year, when this huge drop was in the stock market in March, Bitcoin was very much correlated and actually followed, especially the drops. It was reacting to it. But now, as it happened in the past already a couple of times, it decoupled from the stock market. And this could be interesting, which way this one is going. The main reason here why the stock market is now continuously down is, for example, here that the former Trump advisor, Gary Cohn, said that markets are down on the 100% probability that stimulus deal won't pass before the election. And you could see here that Dow dropped 650 points, which is about 2%, yesterday, and it was the largest decline for the index in 7 weeks. So actually now it was a big move down. The S&P 500, as we could see, and the Nasdaq each also retraced sharply, and so this is one of the reasons. And we do know that, October is very volatile. When we're looking at historically in the year when the election is happening, September and October, they're usually bearish. And then November and December are more bullish. We are really, a week away from the election. It's happening next Tuesday on the 3rd of November. Not too much is going to happen right now. And the probability now, the stimulus check was always in the air, and they were like negotiating, and they had this idea, let's have a 2.2 and 1.5, but they never met. The time just flew away, and now, wow, we are 1 week before the election. It hasn't happened. This is not the main thing to focus now. Okay, let's move on. So now, according to Gary Cohn, it's 100% probability that it will not happen before the election. And the second interesting thing when you're looking at the Bitcoin, that number of whales have now joined the game. We had this big move from PayPal, and thanks to that, Bitcoin moved to its 30-month highest, which was 13,300. But here we can see also that addresses held by single network participants holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin. It was 1,939, the highest since September 2016, according to the data scores Glassnode. So what we can see now, that more and more big whales joining the game, collecting Bitcoin. We also could see that many companies have invested, as I have shown you several times in my videos recently, that MicroStrategy with its 425 million was a very, very big whale. And it happened like a bit more than a month ago. But then we have seen other companies also joining the game. So actually, people putting stuff now on Bitcoin. Now when the investors looking at this, what's happening with the stock market, and just think about it, it can continue go down. But if Bitcoin would stay strong and actually going upward, or at least holding itself, or just dropping a slightly bit, but not totally following the moves of the stock market, then the investors would think that, okay, now how we should survive this time period. Okay, let's move a little bit towards Bitcoin, because there is the place to make money right now. And that will actually, like a magnet, will glue more money to Bitcoin. And this will obviously push up the price. But this is just one scenario. There are several scenarios, obviously, but this is definitely the bullish one. Okay, let's move on to the second news, which is all about that an anonymous crypto holder just completed the largest dollar value Bitcoin transaction in history. And you can see here that according to on-chain data, a Bitcoin wallet holder moved more than 88,857 Bitcoin. It's worth of 1.15 billion US dollar. And the crazy thing with this, that the transaction fee was in here. You can see this big zero, many zeros here in Bitcoin, but in dollar, it's easier to say. It's $3.58 to moving 1.15 billion dollar worth of Bitcoin. Just think about it, how this would happen in the real world if you have that money in the bank, which is big money. How you can move this money? It's almost impossible. If you hold it in a small bank, they don't even have it for you probably, and you can do it in crypto. And this was the largest when we looking at the history, a dollar value transaction in Bitcoin. The second biggest, it happened in April on Bitfinex exchange, and that was 161,500 Bitcoin. And this was worth of 1.1 billion at that time. And the fee for that, it was even less than $1. That's also crazy. But it's important that neither of these transactions were actually the largest amount of Bitcoin ever be moved. Okay, so we're talking about the dollar value in this case, not the biggest amount of Bitcoin, because that one goes back to the year 2011. It happened on the 16th of November. It was 550,000 Bitcoin. It's a huge transaction by the MTGOX exchange, and it was worth of 1.32 million. That's the easiest way to say it at that time. Okay, if we're looking at the same amount, it will be more than $7 billion worth of Bitcoin, because we do know since 2011 how much Bitcoin went up. So, and all the records always break. This record will break too, but this is the biggest so far. And now let's move on to the third topic. And this is all about a little bit crypto wallets. Yesterday, in the video, I talked about this Ledger scam email, but basically you should be aware that they have collected a lot of data from Ledger during the summer. They have email addresses and now they're using them. And they're asking you to download Ledger Live. They give you the button you have to click on, and you have to be careful because after that you can lose your crypto. And some of you wrote me email that, okay, what should I do? So is now Ledger now unsafe? And what's happening here? And of course, Ledger, it's a very great one. Okay, so now I would like to talk about Ledger and another wallet which I just showed you. This is Ballet wallet, because these two are both offline but working totally separately. And many of you have wrote me that they're using Ballet wallet and it's much better, you don't have to connect it to a computer. So there are many pros and cons for both, and I just want you to be aware, to just gather knowledge, and then you decide whatever works for you, okay? So let's start with Ballet wallet, because I haven't talked about this wallet here on this channel yet. So when we're looking at this wallet, then you basically getting a card. You're getting a physical card shipped to you, and this is your wallet. You never ever plug it into your computer, just what you do with Trezor or Ledger, okay? So this is totally separated. It's 100% offline in this way. And on the other hand, all the details, what you get, all the information about you, public key, private key, phrase, whatever you need, it's all on this wallet. Which actually, it's one way great, and another way it's all the informations are there, okay? So if somebody gets this card from you, gets the access to your information. However, what they're saying, that they put these cards together in two parts. So they make the first step in Shanghai, and they put this part. Let me do it with this way. Okay, so they put this part on Shanghai, which this is the QR code of your public. That's important, public key, and this is also the public key. So where people can actually send you something, right? If you take this off, as you can see it here, underneath it's hidden your private key. Okay, so it's here, and then as it is, they ship it to the United States, to Las Vegas. And then they put the verification, the wallet phrase here, and also this one. And they saying that these two people working in these two locations, they do not communicate with each other. So they make sure that they get rid of your private key, so they not store it. And it will be gone. It will be just on the card. And when you receive it, you will be the only person who takes this part off. And then you can see what is underneath of it. And they put the wallet passphrase and verification and everything on a separate location in another country on it. And finally, then you will get it. You know, when you're looking at Ledger, for example, there's, Nano S and Nano X. X is the newer version, and it's great because you can put more apps on it, about 100 apps. And of course, you just can store in one time just a couple of apps on the S. So this is definitely a better one. Works in the same way. It just can store more data, right? Okay, so here you have also the security chip, and this is the one which actually you plug into your computer, okay? But it's very important that whatever information is on it, in a way that there is the private key on your ledger, it will never ever leave this little device, okay? It never goes to your computer. And this is actually very important. So the hacks and what all happening, it's never when you actually plug it in and then simply they just go into your ledger and take it. You have to do something before. You have to misapprove something, a transaction, or you were on a website where there were like hackers. There's a scam site, and you actually allowed them somehow to use, or you get an email. And as I said yesterday, the scam email, and then you download this Ledger Live, and this is actually the wrong move. So you have to do something, otherwise they cannot really get into to your ledger. And back to here, to this wallet. There's a saying in crypto: if it's not your keys, not your crypto. And yes, so far so good. They saying, and the company is saying they are reliable, and they put the private key on the card for you, so it's not chosen by you. And then they do this on two separate locations. However, in the world of internet, just really that these two people never ever going to communicate. You cannot find out. I don't know. It's maybe just me. It looks actually really legit and really nice and good, but just be aware of the fact that they put the private key on the card for you. Okay, they saying they delete it. That's all good. I do understand. I'm just talking about human beings who are the workers for the company, not the mission of the company. And, with Ledger, you actually have a 24-word passphrase. And what you do is you never, ever give out your passphrase. That's very important. And you store it separately from your ledger, okay? So whoever takes your ledger, finds it, somebody breaks into your home, open your, safety deposit box, whatever they do, they somehow take the ledger, but you do not store in the same location the 24 words recovery phrase. they cannot get to your crypto. Okay. However, with this Ballet wallet, everything gets in one place. So think about it. You put it you lock it in your safe, and somehow somebody can takes it. All the information actually are on it, and they can use it. Actually, it works together with an application what you can download on your phone, either it's an iOS or an Android, obviously, and actually very easy to use. Just what I just said, just think about. Also, another thing I wanted to highlight that they saying it supports 50 plus coins and tokens. And however, when we're talking about Ledger, it's not here on this side, but oh no, there it's here. It's actually supporting 27 coins and more than 1,500 tokens. Okay, from your smartphone or computer with Ledger Live. So actually, you can have more the tokens here, and you can use it with the small one. So these are the things you have to consider, right? Both are great, but both have their, this kind of advantages, disadvantages. Ledger, you plug it into your computer. So if you approve these kind of things, obviously, to approve it at the wrong place, then you can get into trouble. But it was actually your kind of mistake. What in Ballet wallet, if somebody gets your wallet, somehow all the infos are on it and you haven't chosen the private key. They made it for you. They say it's trustworthy, and I'm not doubting this. I'm just, highlighting that this is just a fact. Let me know which one you like more. You can put it in the comment. You like Ledger or other similar ones like Trezor, for example, or you rather go with Ballet wallet. I'm very curious because this is just like two opinions. Whatever you prefer, it's a personal thing. And that's it for today, right? So if you like this kind of content, then smash the like button. I highly appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date in blockchain and cryptocurrency, you just have to really subscribe to this YouTube channel, blockchainbloom. Hit the notification bell so you get these videos as soon as they online, available on YouTube. I put these videos on YouTube every weekday. So from Monday to Friday, every day you're getting the freshest news. You can really stay up to date with us and educate yourself. Download the totally free course, How to Start to Invest in Bitcoin and Other Cryptocurrencies. I think it contains a lot of valuable information. Or you can buy our very complex course about understanding Bitcoin and the blockchain to get the full picture before you invest. So it's all up to you. Guys, tomorrow I'm coming back with the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news. I wish you a great day and see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.